Yo, what's going on, guys? Finny Dre here again. Over here in the yard in Mesquite, Texas. I really didn't want to come here, but they basically forced me to come here because apparently every 90 days they want you to come back to the yard for whatever reason. And I hate coming here because once you're here, it's going to be hell to leave. You're not getting paid for the times you're sitting. So, I'm over here chilling. Just got all my stuff done. I should be headed out in the morning. So just basically waiting on the student to finish up with his stuff so we can head out. Hey, shout out to him, man. Dude actually hit me up on YouTube and asked me to be his trainer. So he actually saw my last video and hit me up. So I told him, he emailed me and I told him, just talk to the planners over there and the counselors, they'll hit you a plane ride to Miami and we can go from there. Dude been on my truck for 21 days, 21 days, and he got 167 hours. 167 in 21 days. Now that's a grinder. I hate lazy students. If you guys seen my last video, man, I hate that shit. I had one of the laziest students I've ever seen in my life. So, they seen my videos and he's like, I want you to train me, man. I need trainers. Because apparently, I actually didn't know this, but apparently there's trainers out there that don't let their student drive for whatever reason. Like, that's delaying their training. He told me he was on the truck with this dude, and if he didn't do certain things right, the guy wouldn't let him drive. I'm like, what? That's what he telling me. So just waiting on him to get his shit figured out so we can he got some stuff to clear up. But I really made this video to while they were working on my truck. I was inside this driver's lounge over here at the yard, and this dude was helping me with my EFS check, and he asked me if I was a new driver, and I told him no. I've been here a couple years. So he asked me, am I a company driver? Well, he said, you must be Alliance. And I was like, no, I'm a company driver. He said, you've been here all these years and you driving company? How do you even make money, man? But he was saying it loud enough to where the other drivers around the vicinity of where we were sitting, I could hear him. So everybody looked, and I was like the center of attention. Everybody looking at me like, yo, you driving for company for how many years you drive? Listen, man. Listen, I actually was in Alliance. I was actually an Alliance driver. I did that shit for 4 months and I stopped because I stopped for two reasons. There's a lot of reasons why I stopped. I decided to quit it. Is because it's a lot of reasons, but it was two main reasons why I quit or I left it. The number one reason was they couldn't get me home. I live in Miami, Florida, so all my deliveries was always in that Orlando, Tampa Bay area. So I would have to catch a Greyhound from Orlando to Miami because I didn't want to drive down to Miami using my own fuel because I'm paying for that shit. So I wasn't going to do that. So I was forced to take the Greyhound down there. I couldn't get any loads down to Miami, man. So that was one reason. And they want you to basically be out here forever. I usually stay out 5 weeks, once the student is finished with their training. In 5 weeks, I usually, head home. And once you home after working for 5 weeks, they want you can only take like 2 days off. ain't no way in hell I'm working for 5 weeks and then coming home only for 2 days. I mean, some people do it. Bravo to them, but I ain't doing that. I got a life at home, man. I cannot do that shit. So that was the 2 main reasons. I wasn't getting home, and when I did get home, it was only for 2 days. So that wasn't sitting well with me. So I decided to quit it, among a whole bunch of other reasons why I would, but I'm not getting into all of that. But they kept coming on to me like, oh damn, man, you not even making money. You need to get into Alliance, man. And so many years driving and yo, that shit is not for everybody, and it wasn't for me, man. As a new driver, when you come in to Stevens, they gonna shove that Alliance thing right down your throat and tell you, ooh, go do it. This stuff you can't make good money as a company driver. They right to a certain extent. If you're a solo company driver, ain't no way you making good money. But if you're teaming or being a trainer, you can make decent money. Not great, decent. And that's all I need is decent. I'm not one of those dudes that like to put my income on the internet, but when I was with my trainer, he showed me his paycheck, and he was an owner-operator, so he showed me his paycheck, and that thing was looking beautiful, man. Real beautiful. Dude showed me a check of $2,700, and he told me he made on average $2,500 a week. I'm like, yo, I gotta get into this Alliance thing, man. But what he didn't tell me was the only reason why he was making that, which I should have caught on to. The only reason why he was making that much was because, for one, he was training. You can't make that much being a solo driver. Not even at Alliance, at Stevens Transport, man. Can't make that much. My average income, which is decent, I consider this shit decent. My average income is $1,500 a week. Now a lot of vets look at that as, man, $1,500 a week? God damn, how do you feed your family? But that's decent enough money for me. When I was in the Alliance program, one thing that they taught me, is to look at this as not a week-to-week thing, but as a month-to-month thing. How much are you making at the end of the month? Because most of your bills are every month, so it's good that you look at your bills as, you look at your paycheck as how much are you bringing in at the end of the month. And at the end of the month, I average close to $6,000. Now, a lot of drivers look at that as, no, man, that ain't good money. But it's good enough for me. That's good money for me, man. So, yeah. That's good enough money for me, man. All my bills added up at the end of the month is like less than $2,000. And if I'm bringing in close to $6,000 a month, most of these drivers out here, they on child support, they got 8 or 9 kids, they got 2 mortgages, they got 2 cars, shit like that. Of course, $6,000 doesn't look good to you when you got all these bills. But for someone like me, who don't have bills piled up, that's decent money. I came into this as a young driver, which I'm sure most of you guys are. I came into this as I started driving when I was 24 years old. And I came in young. I came into the game young, so I didn't have a whole bunch of shit going on. Like, some drivers coming in, like, this is a last resort thing. This is a last, they ain't got no other option. So bills piling up, so this is what they gotta do. I'm not in that situation. sometimes you gotta look at the glass as being half full instead of half empty. Not a lot of people are in my position, so $6,000 a month doesn't look appealing to them because they got a whole bunch of shit going on. But for me, it's good enough, and that's how I see it. So most of my videos are going to be directed towards new drivers, like I said. So when you do come into this business, know your priorities, know what you got going on, know everything in your life, make sure everything's situated, because this is a really tough job that you got to do. You know what I'm saying? But that's basically it, man. I just hated the fact that this dude made it a big deal because I was a company driver. Like, it's cancer. I'm not supposed to be driving company. A whole bunch of my students have gotten off my truck and they're now with Alliance. And I've heard about Alliance drivers making about the same money I'm making. So you guys are in Alliance dealing with all that hassle of maintenance and fuel, while I'm over here at company making the same money, less stress. That's number one, less stress. Making the same amount of money you're making. And it's true, you're not gonna make a lot of money if you're a solo company driver. That's because you're not gonna get enough miles to bring in the amount of money you want by yourself. That's why they recommend you train or team up, because you're not gonna get the miles, man. But yeah, it's good enough for me. Some weeks you're gonna make 1,000, 1,100, but that's exactly why I said look at your paycheck as an end of the month thing, as opposed to a week to week thing, because some weeks you're gonna be a little bit low, but then you're gonna have those weeks where the most money I've ever made in a week here, and I'll never forget this. It was the summer of 2019, July. I was with this guy, I'm not gonna say his name, real cool dude, man. I was training him, and dude was amazing, man. We had a load from Arizona to North Carolina, and it just so happened that once we got to North Carolina, we had a load from North Carolina going all the way back to California in Oakland. So basically a 6,000 mile drive, all in a week. That check was looking beautiful, real beautiful. It was real windy out here. But that's basically it, guys. Don't listen to what these drivers tell you. They're not in your position. What you're experiencing, they might not be. Remember that.